still got it stolen. It's the problem is in your heart. Judas had a heart problem. He's a thief. His heart wasn't right. If you're a liar, your heart ain't right. If you're a gossiper, your heart ain't right. So nothing's gonna make you happy. Anytime you celebrate, you're gonna find a reason to be unhappy. Your heart is not right. I don't know about this little lady here. What's her name? Over here? Cheryl? I don't know. She ain't married. She ain't got no kids.
1976 college football season. This is college football history review. And the week that was college football history review, the 1976 college football season. It was the year of the Panthers, American success story, coaching Jack Rakes into the sunset, and Cougar Southwest Conference debut. As America celebrates the bicentennial year, the University of Pittsburgh celebrated an American success story. How far had the Pittsburgh football program fallen for the arrival of coach Johnny Majors and tailback Tony Dorsett for the 1973 season? From 1964 through 1972, the Panthers compiled a 22-68-2 record. Not as many winning seasons as they had All-Americans, none. They went through 1 win seasons, beating rival Penn State only once. That was back in 1965. Hiring Majors, who had rebuilt Iowa State, was coup number one. Recruiting of Dorsett, Radford stars, including Randy Holloway and Matt Cavanaugh, Gordon Jones, Tom Gazoza, and Bob Joey was coup number two. In 1973, the Panthers won 6 games, qualified for their first bowl game since 1956. 1974, Pitt won 7, which was improved to 8 the following year, including a Sun Bowl victory. Majors 4 recruiting classes on board. Pittsburgh was primed for 1976. The championship year began ominously as Notre Dame drove to a touchdown on its opening series on the first game, but Dorsett soon raced 61 yards to a jump start at 31-10 roadblock. Never more teams fell, all but rival West Virginia, but by double figures with SEC champion Georgia become the victim in the Sugar Bowl for the national title. The national title going to Pittsburgh was a thorn in the sides of the major conferences. It had become accustomed to championships being their birthright since 1950, Syracuse in 1959, Notre Dame in 1966 were the only independents to snatch a national title before Pitt's triumph. It's proof that 1976 would be a different year was made clear by the results of the opening week when number 6 Alabama, number 7 Texas, number 8 Southern California, and number 11 Notre Dame all lost, while number 1 Nebraska suffered a top. Those schools had won 12 of the previous 15 Associated Press national championships. Pitt spent most of the season ranked behind Michigan, but Purdue sprung an upset in early November. Still, a lot of people felt the Panthers were paper-tized with a weak Eastern schedule. Despite an open loss to Missouri, third-ranked Southern California felt as Rose Bowl winner over second-ranked Michigan. It was more deserving of the title than Pittsburgh. Not many people bought the argument, however, coaching changes were brewing in some large programs. Southwest Conference was stunned by switch from Arkansas coach Frank Rose and Texas coach Dal Royal, but they would each retire after Texas 29-12 winning the rivals annual class on December 4th. Royal, who won 14 of 19 battles with Boyers, led with 167 wins, 11 conference championships, while Boyers won 144 games and 7 Southwest Conference crowns. The loss of these two legends added to a growing trend. Within 5 years, Dorothy of Michigan State, Bob Devaney of Nebraska, Ben Swartzwater of Syracuse, Eric Parsegian of Notre Dame, Shug Jordan of Army, John McCabe of Southern California, Boyers and Royal, all of whom coached teams to national titles moved on. Plenty of good coaches remain, including Vince Dooley of Georgia, who won the SEC title, found a tremendous defense known as the Junkyard Dogs. The heady play of quarterback Ray Goff, SEC Player of the Year, despite the death of Limey Hugh Hendricks in the offseason, the Bulldogs might motivate themselves by shaving their heads. With one member of his coaching staff shaving off each win. Dooley promised to do the same if his team won the SEC. He whipped off a wig at the celebration dinner in December to show off his clean dome. Other big winners in 1976 were now undefeated in the regular season and route to the third straight ACC title. Houston, which made his debut in the SWC Southwest Conference by sharing the conference title with Texas Tech. Leading the charge for coach Bill Youmans. Cougars was a defense led by Roddy Winter, Wilson Woodley, and tackling nation's top interceptor, and Anthony Francis in the secondary. An electric offense built around quarterback Danny Davis, runner Alois Blackwell, receivers Don Bass and Eddie Foster. The Cougars' 10 wins will start improving over then the 2-8 mark of 1975. All that time in football history, a mere two teams has shown better turnarounds. Stanford 1940 and Purdue in 1943. The Cougars' 7-1 conference record was the best to that date in history for any new member entering the established league. So Maryland, Houston met in the Cotton Bowl with the Cougars, failing to deliver the 21 after jumping to the 21-0 lead in the first quarter. Another on the verge of a brilliant future was Florida State, who was welcomed by Brown, who was began a remarkable record. It was changed about with another pride of Cougars as Brigham Young coach Lavelle Edwards hired former San Francisco 49 coach Doug Scoville, quarterback coach at Navy when quarterback Roger Staubach won the Heisman Trophy as offensive coordinator. Scoville pumped up BYU's pass-heavy attack that made the university breeding ground of record-breaking quarterbacks and pushed the Cougars into the nation's rankings by 1977. So in each of his 4 seasons at the helm of the offense, Scoville's Cougars lead the NCAA in passing. Woody Helford Hayes of Ohio State had an up-and-down year. Worst of all, losing to Michigan for the Rose Bowl bid. Woody was all smiles, however. And on January 1st, after his Buckeyes visited the 2017 Orange Bowl defeat upon Colorado, one of 3 teams to tie for the Big 8 title. Missouri had an odd season, beating USC, Ohio State, and Nebraska on the road, but losing to Illinois and Kansas at home. In September, federal district court judge in Washington, D.C., William Bryant, declared the pro football player draft illegal for violating antitrust laws, restricting the ability of players to partner. Bryant was hearing the case of former Oregon defensive back Jim Yazoo Smith, who won his suit against the Washington Redskins in the NFL. The league eventually won a higher court battle, and the draft stayed in place. Ticket scalping became the infraction of the year when a Homer Journal printed a story about the selling or trading of complimentary football tickets that players received for each game. Former college greats like Michigan State's George Webster, Oklahoma's Joe Washington detailed the scalping practices. Eventually, the NCAA changed the rules regarding it, covering tickets so that players no longer received paper tickets. Had to submit a list of family and friends to the stadium will call window for each game. Milestones. Some of the milestones took place in 1976. College football season was a new rule aimed at favoring passing game, allowed blockers to extend their hanging arms and pass protection. Independence Bowl in Seaport, Louisiana, made its debut with McNeese State defeating Tulsa. Michigan Stadium became the first on-campus facility to top 100,000 seats. The longest winning streaks entering the season of 1976 college football was Arizona State 13, Alabama 11, Miami 10. Crucial changes that took place in 1976 was Auburn, Doug Warfield, Bobby Bowden, Florida State, Michigan State, Darrell Rogers, Lowell Rain, North Carolina State, Craig Fortick, Oregon State, Homer Rice, John Robinson, Southern California, Ron Mayer, Southern Methodist, Tulane, Larry Smith, UCLA, Terry Donahue, Virginia, Dick Bestwood, Jackie Sherrill, Washington State, Frank Signetti, West Virginia. The AP polls of 1976, the top 20, had number 20 Miami of Ohio, 19 Kansas, Florida, 18 UCLA, 17, 16 Georgia, 15 California, Texas A&M 14, 13 Arkansas, number 12 Maryland, number 11 Notre Dame, number 10 Penn State, number 9 Pittsburgh, number 8 Southern California, Number 7, Texas. Alabama, number 6. Fifth. Number 15, number 5 team was Oklahoma. Number 14 was Ohio State. Number 3, Arizona State. 2, Michigan, and 1, Nebraska. September 4th, 1976, the season started. On September 4th, 1976, the season started with North Carolina State. North Carolina State lost to Furman 17-12. Wolfpack rallied from early 10-0 deficit, but then could not stop. Furman tailback Harry King, and it counted after kicker Jay Sherrill kicked second field goal from 26 yards out to give NC State 12-10 lead. The Ladens marched 8 yards to King's winning 6-yard touchdown run. The King rushed for 36 yards on 4 carries on winning drive. Furman enjoyed 387 yards to 305 yards advantage, but almost lost its chance for upset by committing 5 turnovers. Layton's quarterback David Whitehurst opened scoring with 25 yards touchdown pass to wide receiver Angus Poole, while Wolfpack touchdown came on a 1-yard run by tailback Ted Brown. Kansas beat Oregon State 20-16. Kansas ranked number 19 in the country. Coach Craig Fortig's debut at helm of Oregon State started well thanks to 2 Kansas fumbles. He was grabbed 10-0 lead on 2-yard touchdown run by tailback James Fields. 22-yard field goal by kicker Kieron Wolford. Jayhawks then reeled all 28 points as ground game exploded for 321 yards rushing. Kansas did not take lead for good until halfback LeBron Smith 1-yard scoring run in third quarter for 14-10 lead advantage. Kansas defensive tackle Franklin King set up winning touchdown 22-yard run by halfback Billy Campfield. 38 yards for interception return in fourth quarter. So quarterback Kyle Grossart then pulled Oregon State to 21-16 with 9-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Lee Overton before Kansas cornerback Nolan Cromwell added clinching touchdown. September 10th, 1976, UCLA, the number 17 team in the country, beat number 3, Arizona State, 20-10. Returning 15 stars from 12-0 club, number 3 Sun Devils looked to compete for national crown. Opening with UCLA on national TV proved disastrous, however, as the Bruins insulted as 1 touchdown underdogs ran up 509 yards of total offense in Coach Terry Donahew's debut. Fullback Deotis Brown had 127 yards and 22 carries. Quarterback Jeff Dankworth had 155 yards rushing on 19 carries. Looked sharp behind senior offensive line. A speedy UCLA defense dominated after Arizona State opened with 3-0 lead. So Devils were held to 45 yards rushing first half. Did not cross goal line to the fourth quarter on a 15-yard catch by wide receiver John Jefferson. Right spot for Arizona State was emergence of halfback Arthur Lane. Boston College defeated number 7 Texas by a score of 14-13. The Longhorns had 2 late scoring chances to avert upset, but BC linebacker Gene Brown tackled halfback Johnny Jones on a 2-point conversion run short of end zone at the final touchdown. Texas kicker Russell Exelben narrowly missed 53-yard field goal attempt as the game ended. The Eagles came out flying as tailback Neil Green ran for 74-yard touchdown on game's second play. In the second quarter, Boston College defense forced fumble on its 4 yards, with which offense converted into a 96-yard touchdown drive. Texas quarterback Nick Cordero the 35-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Alfred Jackson, half lead before halftime. And Jones fresh off gold medal and 400-meter relay at Montreal Olympics pulled Texas within 14-13 on an 18-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. Now, Boston College's win was trumpeted as the program's greatest win since 1941 Sugar Bowl victory over Tennessee. Penn State, the number 10 team in the country, beat Stanford 15-12. Capitalizing on 3 turnovers, Nittany Lions opened up with 15 points before hanging on for a win. Chargers fumbled 2 kickoff returns. First recovered by Lions linebacker Joe Lally on 34-yard line, another linebacker Joe Dange on Stanford 19-yard line. Penn State converted those fumbles into 10 points on 1-yard scoring run by tailback Steve Geis, 33-yard field goal by kicker Matt Barr. Fumbled by quarterback Mike Cordova, then set up first career touchdown run from 6-yard run for freshman fullback Matt Suey. Had 119 yards on 20 carries, so for injured brother Larry. Cordova rallied Cards to 3 scores, trimming halftime mark to 12 on 2 field goals on by kicker Mike Michelle. Tossing 48 yards, touchdown pass to wide receiver Tony Hit. Closest Stanford got was Penn State 14-yard line before a penalty and sack finish all drive. North Carolina beat Florida, the number 18 team in the country, 24-21 in Tampa. The line on mistaken scoreboard posting Florida quarterback Jimmy Fisher lost track of downs and throwing the ball away to stop clock on 4th down with Gaves on North Carolina 3-yard line. Tar Heels had just converted their own 4th down as freshman quarterback Bernie Pace, playing because 5 other quarterbacks were hurt. Completed 10-yard pass to Tybin freshman fullback Billy Johnson on 4th and 6 from Florida. 16-yard 2 plays later, tailback Mike Voigt had 142 yards on 35 carries, scored on a 3-yard run. Gary paid for a sluggish start as North Carolina built 10-0 second quarter lead behind Voigt, who reached rushing century mark by halftime, while Florida failed to earn first down until midway through second quarter. Superb Gators wide receiver Wes Chandler caught 8 passes for 187 yards, including a 42-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Mississippi beat number 6 Alabama 10-7. Although graduation had taken its toll on number 6 Crimson Tide lost, the Rebels still was shot. Freshman kicker Hoppy Langley blew a 34-yard for game-winning field goal as Ole Miss handed Alabama's first conference loss since 1972 after 20 straight wins. Alabama had 3 interceptions. One returned 24 yards for 7-0 out of Ole Miss lead by defensive end Gary Turner after deflection by linebacker George Stewart in first quarter. Score remained 7-0 until third quarter. Tide back Calvin Culver capped 55-yard drive with 3-yard touchdown run. That was it for Alabama. Instead, never got on track, rushing only 145 yards on 49 carries with 2 fumbles marring its efforts. Tailback Michael Sweet led ground game for Ole Miss that struggled as well, but was able to move into position for Lane's heroics. Louisiana State in the tie against Nebraska, number 1 team in the country, 6-6. Botched extra point following touchdown on number 1 Nebraska. Opening drive was not considered too serious, at least until LSU defensive tackle A.J. Dewey. The defensive teammates shut out explosive Huskers rest away. Nebraska touchdown came on a 3-yard pass from quarterback Vince Farragut to tight end Ken Spade that kept 65-yard drive aided by a 39-yard interference penalty. Huskers finished with 265 yards total for game. With mere 80 yards in the final 2 quarters, Tigers moved ball throughout the second half, but were held to 2 field goals by kicker Mike Conway. His near miss from 44 yards out, 34 seconds left, was LSU's final stab at victory. Tailback Terry Babisky ran for 75 yards to lead the Tigers. Georgia beat California, the number 15 team in the country, 36-24. The Bulldogs limited explosive Cal passing attack in the second half to allow their offense to rally from 21-12 halftime deficit. Helped that Georgia pass better than players were capable of running ball. But the Bulldogs defense picked off 3 passes by quarterback Joe Roth to turn the tide. Roth was unstoppable in the first half, especially when connected with Wesley Walker, wide receiver, a touchdown pass of 69 yards and 88 yards. Georgia then used better balance to score 2 touchdowns for the third quarter, 27-24 lead. Sackback Kevin McLeod capped it first drive with 1 yard scoring drive. 1 yard scoring run before quarterback Matt Robinson tossed 33-yard touchdown to wide receiver Gene Washington in second, set by interception. Pittsburgh, number 9 team in the country, beat number 11 Notre Dame 31-10. Opening win in South Bend by a 3-touchdown margin gave Pittsburgh national title hopes a boost, while 181 yards rushing by tailback Tony Dorsett kept Heisman focused. Dorsett up 4-yard rushing total against Notre Dame to an immediate 754 as the Panthers handed Irish first loss of opener since 1963. He answered Notre Dame's opening drive for touchdown with 61-yard romp, the first carry that propelled offense to tie game. Pittsburgh defense set up go-ahead touchdown as pressure by defensive tackle Don Parrish forced Irish quarterback Rick Slager into interception that cornerback Leroy Felder took 28 yards to the Notre Dame 2-yard line. Pittsburgh scored a touchdown soon after to take lead for good. Slager was 3 for 3, 52 yards on opening drive, 3 for 19 afterwards for 33 yards. Irish then gained 290 yards with fullback Jerome Evans rushing for 93 yards. Houston beat Baylor 23-5. Finally, Missouri beat Southern California, the number 8 team in the country, by a score of 46-25. Now, the name team's lack of desire on Steeler previews, Trojans looked pathetic in Coach John Robinson's debut. As the Tigers quarterback Steve Piszczykowicz had no clippings, tossed 3 touchdowns against defense. Crammed with NFL prospects, Missouri also featured tailback Curtis Brown, who rushed for 101 yards and 5-yard touchdown, caught 49-yard touchdown reception. Scored a 95-yard kickoff return that gave Tigers lead for good, 13-7 in the first quarter. So all 3 of Brown's touchdowns were in the first half, as Missouri scored a stunning 30 points in the opening 30 minutes. Southern California tailback Ricky Bell rushed for 172 yards and 29 carries. As backup freshman tailback Charles White close scoring with a 79-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. So that concludes a look at the overview of the 1976 college football season. Everything I talked about, the preseason poll, and etc. Games that were played on September 4th and 76, as well as games that were played on September 9th, not September 10th, September 9th, between UCLA and Arizona State, September 11th overall. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Now let's look at the AP poll. September 13th, number 20 was Mississippi, 19 Texas, Arizona State 18, 17 North Carolina, 16 Louisiana State, 15 Boston College, 14 Alabama, 13 Kansas, 12 Arkansas, 11 Texas A&M. Number 10 was Maryland, number 9 Georgia, number 8 Nebraska, 7 Penn State, 6 Missouri. Top 5 was UCLA at number 5, number 4 Oklahoma, number 3 Pittsburgh, number 2 Iowa State, and number 1 Michigan. So that concludes look at the overview of the college football season 1976, and the overview and everything that was included in it, preseason poll, etc., etc. Games that were played on September 4th, the games that were played on September 9th, Thursday, between UCLA and Arizona State, and the games overall was played on September 11th. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do appeal to this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.